However, my pal Bill Burr is on the line. What a lovely surprise. Let me see. Hold on, Bill. I've never actually done the phone thing before, so I'm trying. Bill called in during the break. I didn't even know it. Is this Bill?
Jimmy Norton.
Hey, buddy, I did it. I answered the proper hotline number. What's up, man?
Nothing, man. I just was a little jet lagged, and I was up early for once, and I was like, I haven't talked to my old buddy Jimmy Norton or Opie, Greg Opie Hughes in a long time, so I figured I'd just check in on you guys. I had nothing to say, Jim. I'm just calling to say hello.
That's all right. Neither do I. Opie's not here today. He took the day. He had to have surgery. He's having a problem with it's that area between your balls and your asshole. He's got a weird scaling, so he's having that removed in a surgical procedure today. So it's just me.
He's got like scales on his taint?
Not as scales, but it's some kind of a flaking skin between his balls and asshole. So he has to have that scraped and then cut open, and they have to sew it back together. So he had to do that today.
Whoa, what? Dude, flaky skin. Why do they have to cut it open?
Because I think that the skin flakes, I don't know why, but he tried ointments and cream. Apparently he picks at it too much.
I cannot think of anything more just randomly horrifying than having like lizard skin on your taint, and you're just desperately talking to every snake oil salesman like, how many times did he have to tell people what was going on with his taint? Yeah, listen, I got dandruff. Oh yeah, we got Head and Shoulders. No. Lower.
Yes, not traditionally. I got dandruff, but not traditionally.
Yeah, not traditionally. I have it in a I've always been a trailblazer, and this is no different.
Well, hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. We wish him the best. It's a humiliating surgery. What do you think of this whole NAACP? This woman I was just talking about before you called in. This fucking woman pretending to be black to run the NAACP or in Washington.
I don't understand why anybody gives a shit that she's pretending. I don't care if that's what she wants to do. Go ahead and do it. I would be annoyed if I was her parents, where she stopped talking to her parents allegedly because they were ruining like her credibility. You know, that kind of ruins your credibility when you say you're black and your genetic parents are both extremely white from Idaho.
Yeah, it does hurt things.
It puts a wrench in it, Jimmy.
Yeah, it certainly does. But plus, she got into Howard University. Wasn't she lying? I don't know if she lied there, but then like she lied on job applications or something, saying she was this or she was that, and fucking, I don't know.
I don't think that it really hurts anything. I just find it it's just a little bizarre. It's just a little weird. I think it's kind of weird, and people are acting like it's, I don't know. I think that, the fact that there's baby seals washing up onto the shores because we fished out the ocean, I think that that's a little more concerning to me than some lady who goes to a tanning bed and fucking frizzes out her hair.
That is true, but I still find myself feeling bad for the seals, but I really, really hate this woman. I've been calling her a cunt all morning, Bill. I'm out of control. I can't stop dropping the C-bomb. I love saying it about her. She's terrible.
Isn't it funny when you just hate some random stranger in the news, and it's legitimate hatred, like you really feel it, and you have that little voice in your head going like, Bill, why do you hate this person? You never fucking met him, and then I don't know. Jim, it's been a crazy couple of weeks in the news.
But you know what? It's true, though, because sometimes the anger flares up randomly for no reason. And it's like, why do I give a shit? I'm wasting energy caring about this person, and I shouldn't.
I know, but isn't it fun to hate somebody that you're never going to talk to? Because then you get to really say everything that you want to say, and there's no apologies necessary, during like fucking the holidays. You're never going to run into Rachel, are you?
No, probably not. We don't run in the same circles. Although, to be honest with you, I would love to know what she's going to do now. Like, where do you go after this embarrassing? Because this is just embarrassing. I mean, it's not life ending. It's just fucking humiliating. What do you do next?
And I blame Hollywood. I think if you look at her age, she's 37 years old. And when Soul Man came out, she was at a very impressionable age. So she didn't realize that it was a comedy. I think she thought it was a drama.
She thought it was a documentary? Yeah.
Yeah. And she just decided that, that she was going to go through. I just think it's funny that I can see her she looks mixed with her hair, she kind of looks mixed. I can see how she got away with it. But what did she do with it, though? She fucking became a civil rights activist. She's actually done a lot of nice things to help other people that she considers herself a part of. So it's sort of a weird, it's just a strange story.
But she was lying about like dealing with hate stuff. Like, you know, it went beyond just trying to be helpful. I think that she was trying to like take the stories of other people and make them her own. Like, I don't think she should go to jail. I just think that she should be called cunt a lot. I mean, that's you know, I just think that she's awful. She really didn't hurt anybody other than make an ass out of herself.
That reminds me of that. Remember that Louis C.K. joke that he had back in the day about when somebody tells you a great story, and then you retell the story and say that it happened to you, and eventually you start telling it back to the person that told it to you.
Yeah,
that's basically what she was doing, except with like race, I think.
That's embarrassing. Like there are certain things that are just like when you get caught doing them, it's like getting caught. You ever get caught? I mean, you're a faithful guy, but you ever get caught sending a dirty text to another girl or just doing something like that's there's no, how'd you get caught doing that?
Because I was a dope and I didn't erase it.
Oh, how incriminating was it?
You know, it was awful. It was awful. It was, listen, Jim, I'm a guy. I have a dick, you know, and I act accordingly.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not upset. I'm not that upset with it, though, dude.
Hold on, when you got caught with the text, did you apologize? Was it somebody you hadn't banged and just like, hey, look, I screwed up. I shouldn't have sent it. And then you moved forward and it was okay?
Yeah, basically. I think it was like one of those. It was inappropriate.
Yeah, I got busted one time. It was so awful. I've told this story before, but I was dirty texting with a girl while my girlfriend was out, and I was like, just being dirty. It was a girl I'd never hooked up with. I'm like, come over, I'll give you $500 to suck my dick and all this stuff. And then I went to save the text to my computer, and I hit the wrong button, and I printed it. And my girlfriend the next day, my girlfriend goes to get something. She was taking a college course, and she goes and gets something out of the printer, and she comes back, and I knew I was in trouble. It was a Saturday, and she's like, get up. I'm like, what? She goes, get out of bed. And she goes, I know all about you fucking little chat. And I'm like, what? What chat? And she mentioned the girl's screen name. And she goes, I almost handed that in with my paper. Because she had printed it with the paper, and she had my whole fucking dirty text. That was embarrassing. But that was like beyond, like, you just busted. You just got to go, I fucked up, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do. Hey, by the way, Jimmy, I've been wanting. It was Caitlyn Jenner. What do you think? She up your alley?
No, too old. That's an ageist thing. That has nothing to do with her being trans. It's just anybody over 50. I don't stick my dick near. So, you know, if this was fucking,
she won a decathlon. That'd be quite a notch in your belt there, Jimmy.
You know what? I'm not saying I wouldn't get blown just for the story. But I have to say that it's not my thing. The age thing would, you know, if this was post Wheaties box, like, you know, if he came off the Wheaties box and then just showed up in a dress in 1978, I probably would have fucked him, you know, on the elevator. But knowing that he's really old, I can't do it. It doesn't do anything for me.
Plus, around 78, I think he was on Chips too, so he's also a TV star. So there was all kinds of reasons, Jim.
What do you think of this whole late night moratorium where they won't make fun of it? Like, it's just like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, they won't make fun of it. I don't know. I think there's this weird thing where when Michael Jackson was doing all this plastic surgery, everyone was questioning his sanity, and he had a problem, but then, if you're doing it to become another sex, then you become like off limits. I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't been watching a lot of that. The way I look at it is, you know, if that's what the guy wants to do, you know, he should go ahead and do it. But as comedians, I mean, nothing's really off limits. I mean, I don't think if you're not being malicious,
right?
It just strikes, I don't know. I mean, you think I don't have some bits about it? I'm going out on the road this week. I can't wait to fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
I've loved it. I've loved it, and I thanked God when it happened because it really sparked the new material. I was like, but you're right. That's Michael Jackson's a great point because it's like, all right, he's getting surgery so people make fun of him, and then Caitlyn Jenner does it, and you can't make fun of it. It's like, why is that not make funnable? Even if you're not vicious. But Seinfeld called out Seth Meyers, and that was kind of interesting to see him call Seth out.
What do you say?
Just, you know how Jerry is. He just says anything and he doesn't care if it makes you uncomfortable. He's like, so I understand, because Seth Meyers had like a nice moment. Like, this is what he said when he saw it. It's such a wonderful photo. This when Vanity Fair came out. I cannot wait to read the article. I don't have any jokes about this. I'm so happy. I sort of can't believe we're living in a time when this is happening and people are being so positive about it. So congratulations, Caitlyn Jenner. And like, that's a nice thing, but like as a comic late night talk show host, shouldn't you have something kind of silly to say about it?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's it's just one of those topics that it's like if you say anything, every once in a while there's like that topic that comes down down the road, and if you have any joke about it, that means you're a Klan member. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I even thought it was crazy, like when they were like some of the Bruce's or Caitlyn's family members, whatever, were like freaked out, and people were giving them shit. It's like, dude, can you give them a chance to kind of get their head around this? It's like literally their dad walked out the door and then came back, was now their mom.
Right.
You got to give people a chance to, just because you've been mentally processing it for fucking all those years, these other people haven't. You know what I mean? But Jesus Christ, dude, I buzzed my head and people freaked out, you know?
Yeah, it is true. You know, it's funny. I look at Bill Burr photos and I'll see a picture of you, and like there's times where I don't recognize you, like, because I'm so used to you now, and I'll see an old picture with like a lot of red hair. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot Bill used to look a little bit different than he looks now. You're right. It's a shock to the system visually.
Yeah, so you're balding-ophobic. You're a terrible person, Jimmy.
No, I actually like you like this.
I am offended by you. I'm joking. I'm acting like how people act.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm kidding too. I think you look ridiculous, but I had to say something kind of cute. I like the fact that I didn't notice it happen, and I really didn't. Like there was just one day, because you're just Bill, so I see you one day, and I don't even notice that your hair is shorter until I see an older photo. Or I'll see like a clip of you on Comedy Central or something, and I'm like, "Fuck, man, Bill looks a lot different than he." Did you finally just say one day, like, "I just got to do it because it's beyond where I can help this anymore"?
What did I do? I couldn't do that Rogaine, Propecia, fucking hair club thing, and like transfer the troops from the back of your head on top of your head, and I don't. To me, that's a weak move. I think it's a sign of weakness. I think if I feel like you should just age naturally. All these people getting their faces yanked back and getting hair plugs and all that. I think they're just a bunch of insecure people. And to sit there and try and look fuckable into your 50s, there's just something pathetic to me about that, where it's just like, look, you had your time. You had a great time, and now that's over. Now you're supposed to be an adult. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be, I don't know, a parent, a father, a mother, or something like that. To sit there and want to walk around in fucking a tank top or spaghetti straps, and you're getting tummy tucks and all that. I just think it's, I don't know. To me, I just look at those people like they're really weak. You know.
I'm gonna.
There's an advantage to fucking just in our business to just being what you look like. Because if you keep going down the road of what you think that they want to look like, that's how you end up with the Michael Jackson fucked up face, I think.
Yeah.
But if you just kind of look how you look, people start looking at, oh, he's a character. He's a character actor. Look, he's got crow's feet.
Yeah, maybe it looks like you've lived a real life. You've lived a real full life and you're a real person. Yeah, there is something to be. I think as comics, too, we can look a little fucked up and it's okay.
I think in general, like, I don't think that you should be, Jimmy, I just turned 47. I mean, it's over. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? Am I going to go down to a fucking nightclub with my new fake hair? Hey, ladies. I mean, it's just something so fucking sad about that, where it's like, I mean, look, I just looked at it like, all right, this is what's going on. Am I going to sit there and slowly watch this process, or am I just going to get it over with? I got it over. I got to be honest with you. I actually love having a shaved head. I love it. Some people like it. Some people don't like it, and I don't give a shit.
Do you buzz it or do you razor it?
I just buzz it down.
Okay, yeah, I've been doing that for years. And what makes me want to do it is, my hair has always been kind of an unmanageable twat, like cowlicky, but it's gray. It's going gray on the sides, and I like when I buzz it, it just doesn't look as gray. So it's like, let me just do that. And I've never had any kind of surgery. I don't know if I can go through with that. I'm like, I just got to kind of age, man, and just you do what you can with creams and try to stay looking okay. But I don't think I couldn't check into a hospital and actually fucking fix it. I'm like, I got to just kind of accept this is as good as it's going to get.
Yeah. I'm in my. I'm going to start wearing sports coats. I'm pushing 50, dude. Fuck it. I'm embracing it. I'm going to be that guy when I'm 70 who wears like a yachting cap and doesn't own a boat. Those guys smoke a pipe. I think there's something cool about aging naturally, men and women. You know what I mean? Like I don't like. My wife watches all those fucking reality shows, and you just see. When you see the women on those shows and they're getting all that work done and they're gussying themselves up and doing, they just look exhausted. And all of them, they're like married and they're moms. It's just like, why don't you just be a mom? Like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I'm still on the hunt, Bill, because I'm single. Like at least you found someone who you love being with and you love, I don't have that. So I still have to do what I can to remain as fuckable as Jim Norton can be until I find that one. That's why I'm doing it, because I'm afraid that I'm going to pass. Like if I go into full disaster mode again and I'm 50, I'm totally done. Like at least now I'm like, I look a little better. I have a personality.
Hey,
thank you.
Yeah, you look great. You're crushing it on the radio. You're crushing it on stage. You're fine. It's fine. Look, I'm not saying I don't keep working out. I'll keep working out, but I'm not going to, you know what I mean.
Hey, are you a full helicopter pilot right now?
Yeah, I actually passed the test May 31st. I passed my check ride.
Congratulations, man. That was the one you were a little nervous about, right? Wasn't that like a high stress one?
Yeah, that was the one where I had to sit down with the FAA guy and get grilled for an hour. And fortunately, I got a really cool guy. And, I messed up a couple of things, but not enough to fuck the whole thing up. And after there's a test you have to take where there's 600 questions, of which they take 60. And you got to get a certain score, and then you move on to the next round. And then you sit down with the FAA guy. You talk about helicopters, aerodynamics, airspace, what to do in an emergency, all that shit. And then if you pass that, then you go out on your check ride. Then you do a normal approach, steep approach, auto rotation, hover auto, landing off airport, all these different maneuvers. And if you do those well, you land. And he says you pass. Dude, it's one of the greatest things I've ever accomplished, just because I was really did terrible in school. But I just studied my ass off, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was getting ready for the tests and everything, I'd be on the road. Even on the road, I just 2 hours a day. I treated it like going to the gym, like a job. I just got up, I took the practice test, and so yes, I am a licensed pilot.
Congrats, man.
I could have. Yeah, that's what I spent my money on rather than hair plugs. I learned how to fly a helicopter. I think that's a better move.
I agree. And what is a steep approach? How does that work?
Steep approach is just something if you were landing in an area and there was a bunch of tall trees all around you, you wouldn't go in like a normal landing. You'd obviously hit the trees. So what you got to do what's known as a steep approach, which is basically you almost kill all your airspeed and then kind of drop down to the spot. But the thing about that is you got to make sure you don't come down too quickly or you get involved in what's known as settling with power, which is you get caught in your own vortices and you just drop like a rock and you can crash.
Oh, wow. So how do you avoid that? You just got to go down slow?
You go down slow, and if you start to feel like the controls getting mushy and the thing's starting to shake, and the more power you pull, the faster you drop, you're in that situation. All you do is just push the stick forward a little bit. You get into clean air, and then you'd come back around again. In a real situation, you come back around again.
Have you simulated that?
Yeah, they simulate it, and then you go up to like 2,000 feet, and they get you into a settling with power situation, and you have to fly your way out of it. They simulate engine failure and all of that stuff.
Wow.
You have to get out of it. Yeah, it's I got to tell you, the first time I soloed cross country was like a 3-hour thing. I had to do it by myself. It was one of the most exciting and slightly nauseating and terrifying. I just kept looking over at that empty seat, and I was just going like, if anything fucking goes wrong, this is on me. And I just kept going over in my head how to do an auto rotation over and over and over in my head, and I just kept picking out spots on the ground. Where would you put it? Where would you put it? As I'm just having to do the radio and all that type of stuff. I've never been so mentally exhausted at the end of that flight. And what made me feel good was after it was done, I mentioned that to one of my instructors. You know, they're all pilots and studs.
Yeah.
The second I mentioned that I was scared, they laughed, and they go, oh, yeah. They go, I was scared, too. One of the best pilots over there was telling me that, you know, he just had an urge. He just wanted to set the thing down and let the Hobbs meter run, which is the time on it, just so he could get up to 3 hours and then just fly over to the fucking airport because it's, you know, it's really an indescribable feeling the first time you solo. That feeling of you're so psyched that you learned how to do it, and then that feeling of Jesus Christ and trying not to think of John Denver.
Right. Yeah, with fucking Harrison Ford. With so many people. But, you know, there's so many guys have, like, you know, he built his own aircraft. I mean, you know, if you just don't build your own fucking helicopter, like, as long as you just fly one that they built, that Bell built, I think you're fine. Yeah,
well, when they say that something is, you know, that it's experimental, that means that it hasn't been, I guess, checked out by the FAA yet.
Right.
I thought when he was in something experimental, like it was this new crazy design, it just hadn't got like an airworthy certificate from the FAA. And I mean, I shouldn't talk about it because I don't really know enough about it, but it's scary because the little I did read, it seemed like he was going fine, and he went to turn, and then all of a sudden he did something too far, and within 2 seconds he was just stuck in the ground like a lawn dart, and you know.
That was all she wrote. That was it.
Yep, that was it. It was that country road. He took it home.
He sure did. He clogged up traffic on the country road with his fucking mangled aircraft.
Do you think he was wearing one of those fucking jean jackets with the fur on the inside that they love out there in Colorado?
Yeah, he looked exactly like the cover of his dumb greatest hits CD, and that was how he died without that fucking country smile. I mean, that was wiped off his face pretty quick.
And those John Lennon glasses.
I like John Denver. God bless his soul. When are you going to be in New York, bro?
How couldn't you like John Denver? We're having a good time. We're kidding him.
When
John Denver, who actually died, but we're going to stay away from Caitlyn.
Absolutely. Let's just joke about him and not Caitlyn Jenner, because one is an important issue. When are you going to be in the city, man? I haven't seen you in quite a while.
I don't know when the next time. I don't think it's going to be for a couple of months. So I don't know. I don't know, Jimmy. Whenever I get something out that way, I hope it's sooner rather than later because I haven't been on your show in a minute. I came to New York for like a day. I did Jim Gaffigan's show, but it was like literally I landed and then we started at 6 a.m. and then I had to go up to Boston that day. So I wasn't able to come by the studio. So next time, hopefully, anytime I'm there and I have a free morning, you know I always come in. So.
All right. Well, look forward to seeing you very much, buddy.
All right. Well, tell old Scaly Taint. I hope he. I'm kidding. Opie, I hope you feel better, man. And Jesus Christ, if you can tell all your listeners how you think you got it, so we could all avoid it, dude. That sounds like some like during medieval times. Yeah, it's like a Game of Thrones injury, but it's mostly because Opie just picks his taint a lot. He scratches it and he digs at it, and I think they think that he might have infected it. He doesn't want to say. What do you mean he scratches? Dude, I don't want to talk about this on the air. All right. Yeah, we'll talk off air. Hey, Jimmy, call me during the next break and let's talk about Opie. All right, man. I'll give you a call as soon as I'm in the bathroom. All right. All right. Bye. All right. Take care, buddy. The great Bill Burr. Fucking impressive, man. Helicopter, license. It's just so good. 3 hours by yourself for your first time for your test. Yeah. That's terrifying. I told you that motivated me to not want to, do a lot of the shit I was doing. It's like, this is what your friends are doing, but this is what life is. So Bill was very inspirational. I should have told him that. Somebody's asking me, too, we've been talking all morning about this nonsense with language and all that shit and race. What did Whoopi Goldberg say? Because somebody is, what did she say about political correctness? Do we have the audio of that? Mm-hmm. It's right here.
Comics are always offensive. That's our job. We offend everybody, you know. But having been on the other side of some of these jokes, yeah, people don't want to hear them. Gay people may not want to be referenced that way. I think they have the right to say that, and I think we got to find other ways to be funny if that's what it is. If you feel like it's too hard to be funny without perhaps offending somebody, maybe you should, you know, find some different stuff.
If you think about somebody like Louis C.K., right? What he did on SNL and made the joke about the pedophile. I mean, and it went viral, and people were really, really upset with him. It was a very, very clever joke, but it was offensive. And I think that you're right. You could find other ways, but I also feel that you're right on the other end of it. Comics have the right to say what they want to say.
That's our job.
And they have to look forward to the consequences.
Well, then,
shut up. Bunch of hens. How did Whoopi become such a fucking hen? Even though she's right about comics are offensive, that's our job. Maybe she's saying if you don't like the criticism, find another way.
Right. It fascinates me that someone who did a blackface bit with Ted Danson can say that.
Boy, did she not want to talk to us about that. Remember she hung up on us when we asked her about that?
She did.
You know. But as a comic, though, you can't cry because people don't like what you do. That's the truth. Like, you know, there's plenty of people that find material offensive. I guess that's fine. But just...
But for years, comedians have said, you know, we say offensive things, whatever. We have the right to say it, but the people listening have the right to be offended.
Sure.
But if you don't want to listen to my stuff, then don't listen to me. She's saying you have to change your joke to find another way to get your point across because people are offended.
Yeah, I don't know if she was saying that definitively or like, hey, maybe you want to just change the way you're funny. Who cares? You know, she's a comic. It's just whatever people, who cares? If you're offended, it's all right, you're offended. I do offensive jokes. That's where the discussion begins and ends. All right, let's talk to Jimmy in Brooklyn about Colin Quinn's book. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, how you doing, Jimmy? Good. I just felt that, you know, reading in Colin's book, like he talks about how, you know, we don't explore our differences. I mean, I moved out of Brooklyn as a kid, and it was because it was becoming more black in our neighborhood. We never said that. Then we moved out to the Hamptons, where there was only one black kid in my school, in a short school. But, you know, like, I think one of the things Colin says in the book, we're not allowed to explore the nuances, both right and wrong, of our cultures.
Yeah. I mean, you mean with political correctness and the fact that if you talk about race or if you make fun of it, you're considered racist? Yeah, it's kind of frustrating and annoying. This is the time we're in. It stinks. What are you going to do?
Well, you know, the thing is also, the book was very good because I agreed with like 95% of what was being said, and I felt bad because here I'm being relieved. I'm allowed to explore and things on reading this book. While Colin's out there putting himself, and you putting yourself on the line with stuff too, with your life. And I mean, it goes deeper than just race. This woman just not only hated being white, she hated the concept of being white, and that's scary.
Who did this? Who?
The woman from the NAACP.
Well, she's a mental case. Like,
yeah.
You know, I don't take that as meaning any. She's meaningless, and the fact that she didn't like herself, I think, or her parents, or whatever it was. But who cares? There's plenty of black people that have that too, dude. There's plenty of black people that fucking try to whiten up their hair and do all this stuff, and they have their own racial stuff. That's not about white people being hated. It's just her.
Yeah, it just sounds conceptual. I kind of understand from the other side. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you was that I was the guy from Stairway to Stardom that you guys made fun of a few years ago.
Oh, my God. Which one? We've made fun of all those guys.
Jimmy Schwartzman. I shouldn't say that on the air, but I did.
What did you do?
Cabaret.
Oh, no. Was it good?
No. Well, listen, come on, please. I think the most poignant thing about that performance is the cold sore on my face in that second performance.
Hold on. What are you wearing in that? What are you wearing?
I was in two things. You ran both of them. One, I wore a corduroy jacket, and I had an afro that didn't get a haircut, and I had a hangover.
You look like Tom Hanks in 1982.
Yeah, something like that. And then the next one, I kind of look like, I think, De Niro in friggin' King of Comedy. I have my Puerto Rican friend Manny gave me a suede jacket.
Let's hear the other one. Let's hear the first one for a second. Let me just, to refresh people.
Singer, let's bring him out. Jimmy Schwartzman, right? Here he is. Jimmy Schwartzman.
Right, hold on, Jimmy.
What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Come to the cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Put down the knitting, the book, and the broom. Come hear the music play.
Pauses. Why would we make fun of this? It's such a cool, like, hip song and well done.
You guys were, the context. It's a time machine. I didn't hear about it till like a year later. Someone put it on YouTube, and I fast forwarded with the videos underneath, and I saw, you guys are talking about me because I see the video underneath the little stripe on the bottom there, and I was going, now this is interesting, and I was kind of honored that you were going. I was afraid to call in on the show, though.
Oh, you should. I don't know why, because you have such an. Could you go back a little bit? Because you do such a nice job with that first belt out of the word cabaret. Hold on,
I love the hand movements too.
Yeah, hold on, here it goes. Because you really belt out cabaret. Let's hear that.
What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play.
Here it comes. Oh, shit.
Come to the cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret.
Okay, now do you actually like that shitty song?
I'll tell you, I was supposed to sing You're My Home from Billy Joel, if I remember correctly, and the guy lost my sheet music. So I really had like a minute and a half to go behind his welding. It was still behind a welding thing right behind Lincoln Center. And I had a minute and a half. It's the only song that I knew that my dyslexia would stick into my head, and everyone always said I looked like a straight Joel Grey or something, So,
I don't know who that is, but I will say
he was the cabaret guy in the movie.
Oh, okay. All right, well, thanks for the call, Jimmy, and it was a fine rendition of Cabaret.
Oh, listen, thank you, and thank you for what you do and your honesty. That's really important to me that you guys are able to express yourself during this time.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's get another 10 seconds of that fucking horror show.
Put down the knitting, the book, and the broom.
Ugh.
Come hear the music play.
Knitting, the book, and the broom.
Come to the cabaret, old chum.
Old chum. Hold on a second. Fucking, if it's your old chum, why is he knitting and sweeping and reading a book? He says, put down the knitting, the book, and the broom. Come to the cabaret, old chum. What kind of your fucking chum is knitting? Hey, what are you doing? I'm just knitting some booties. What are you doing? Fucking losing your number, you creep. What kind of chum knits?
There wasn't much to do back then.
What year was this song?
I don't know. It's like 20s, 30s, somewhere in there.
Put down the noose. Other things that people did back then. Stop hitting your wife. Come to the cabaret.
What's worse, hearing the commentary live on the radio of this or finding it a year later on YouTube?
I don't know. Well, I'm not even knocking him on that. The fact that he looks a little like Down syndrome-y Seinfeld. But he's a good boy. Thank you for the call. A little more, another verse.
Come taste the wine. The band. Come blow your horn. Start celebrating right this way. Your table's waiting.
Yeah.
No use forbidding some prophet of doom.
I love this show.
Wipe every smile away.
He has a huge mouth.
Come to the cabaret, old chum. Life is a cabaret, old chum.
Uh-oh,
so
one more.
Come to the cabaret.
That and it was, what a delightful rendition. I should have asked him what he's doing now. He probably does tricks at parties. He eats watermelons whole. What a giant set of fucking choppers he has. Jimmy, you have a large mouth. I mean, physically large mouth. It's fucking huge. Cabaret! Fucking, he's like unhinges like a snake mouth. Quite creepy. All right. Oh, God. I didn't even see her on the phone. Oh, let's get to her. Okay. Hi, who's this?
Who do you think it is? It's me.
There you go. End of that call. That's how that should be handled. Let's see. Fucking, what do you want to say about Whoopi's comments, John, in Staten Island? What's up?
Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
Good, buddy.
So if you keep listening to the Whoopi Goldberg clip, I know you don't want to hear her speak, but later on she basically talks about Seinfeld and Colin Quinn as the two main people complaining about this whole PC culture, and she specifically leaves out Chris Rock. And one of her last comments, she says that Colin Quinn and Seinfeld don't know how to be offended because they're straight white males, and therefore they should try to curtail their comedy as to not offend people, which really pissed me off when she said that.
Yeah, it's just, who cares what she says? No, I agree that it's irritating, but I mean, you know, she's a fake. Like, you know, Whoopi Goldberg once said, and she had the best political correctness quote. It was something to the effect of, political correctness is, I'm not going to tell you what I think, I'm going to tell you what I think you want to hear. It was something like that, and I've always attributed that quote to her, and I thought that was really good. But it's like, as a stand-up, when you start saying, I'm a black woman and you're a white male, so offense is different, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're a comic. Act and talk like a comic. Like, think like a comedian, Whoopi. Stop it.
And that's what pisses me off the most, because she's, like, you know, it's one thing for me to say something stupid. It's another thing for you guys to say something stupid in a funny way. And, you know, we shouldn't be held, as you guys always say, we shouldn't be held to the same standard.
I'll go to like the cabaret. Man sneezes and has aneurysm and becomes cabaret singer. Thank you very much for the call. I'm going to do that the rest of the show. I'm sure everybody hates the show today. Why is he just talking? Why is he talking on the phone?
That's what they're saying?
Yes, they are.
What else would we be doing?
That's a good point. I don't know what they're saying. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Dave in Edmonton, what's up with Al-Qaeda? What?
No. I wasn't talking about Al-Qaeda specifically. It was that guy that you mentioned. I can never remember the name. That dude, they had him in South Africa just this weekend. He's a war criminal. Like CSS wanted him, or whatever they call that organization.
I don't know.
They had him, and, well, damn, man. I was trying to look it up, but he's accused of war crimes. But he was allowed to leave from the place. Look, I'm trying to look it up. But
okay, how about this? We're going to put you on hold.
Yeah.
And we're going to check it out.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong button. Okay. So,
you're getting real good at this phone thing.
Yep. How good is horse pussy? Let's talk about that. How fucking awesome is horse pussy? What's the story here? This guy, I guess I understand it. Where's the story here? I have the story. I highlighted it. For Pete's sake. I want that audio too. I forgot about it. Here it is. Alamo man breaks his leg while deputies said he tried to fuck a horse. He's a 45-year-old guy. They broke his leg while trying to fuck a horse. His name is Chris Castillo Jr., and he faced trespassing charges on February 17th incident where he was found hurt inside a barn after a horse kicked him. Get out of here. Oh, it's him again. Then I'll start talking. Oh, no. Get out of here. Not my cell. And deputies met with the barn's owner and told him she went to the barn to feed her horse. And she discovered that he had injured on the ground in one of the horse stables. And this awful liar, he said that a car struck him on the roadway and he had crawled into the barn for shelter. He was transported to the hospital and then he was arrested. And he had previously been arrested and told to stay away from the barn and horses. In September 2013, Castillo received 5 years probation. Well, there you go. You should have locked him up. Get out of here. The horse kicked him. Not you again. All the horses sound like Bogey. Get out of here, see, fella? Security cameras set up by the bar's owner caught this piece of shit performing the sex acts as the horse attempted to move away from him despite being tied to her corral. He's raping the horse. The horse is saying nay, and he's fucking it anyway. The horse is like, get away from me, creeper. Do you know how creepy you have to be for a horse to go, get your dick away from me? Horses shit while they walk. They tolerate us riding them in a circle. They tolerate us whipping them. We clean their dicks out with our bare hands. Their foreskin gets dirt in it. All of that they have no problem with. This guy's like, I just want to stick my dick in. Get out of here. You're a creep. Get out of here.
He's going to keep moving, like, with his pants around his ankles, like, as she walks away.
Yeah, while the horse just is kind of going left and then going right while tied. Like, the horse can't believe she's in this pickle. He got a 270-day public lewdness charge in September 2012. It's a different horse, by the way, not the same one. This is the beauty of it. He received 5 years probation on cruelty to animal charges after he tied a horse named India to her corral in the same barn and performed oral and vaginal sex on her. He ate horse pussy. This guy ate the horse's pussy. What are you doing? What are you fucking doing? How bad does horse pussy smell into? How bad does your ex-girlfriend's pussy smell? Will you go to a horse pussy and you're like, yeah, it is what it is. Jesus Christ.
And then break your leg trying to do it again.
How good of a fuck was that horse? How betrayed do you feel after you lick its pussy and you think it comes? He didn't know it was trying to get away from him. He probably thought she was coming. Like, oh, she's enjoying. She was whinnying and going all over. He's like, yeah, I'm doing a good job.
Swatting at her.
Yeah. Oh, this bitch is fucking coming. This guy's like chips. Fucking horse came all over me. She came buckets. And then he goes to stick his dumb, puny dick in, and the horse just gives him a kick. Get out of here. I want American Pharaoh. They told me I was going to be bred by American Pharaoh. And this balding zilch shows up.
Usually you don't hear these stories unless the guy is trying to be fucked by the horse.
Yes.
You never hear it on this way around.
Well, the thing is this. I mean, horses, when horses fuck, they mount and they jam that dick in hard. This is a lame fuck to a horse. Picture like you're somewhere and someone comes over and you think you're going to get blown. And they just take 2 marshmallows dipped in cold water and they tap the outside of your dick with it. You're like, what is this? What the hey? That's what an equivalent of a human fuck is to a horse fuck. Yeah, look, I'm watching a horse fuck right now. Mount with a giant cock. And then
they're
all of a sudden,
it in.
Yeah, pow, pow, pow. No fudging around. You got the big dumb horse face buried in the back of the other one's neck.
He's biting.
He's biting, and boy, is he planting that dick deep.
The fence is moving.
Fence is moving. There's ramming it in there. His little back feet are all moving every which way. Oh, but he is planting 4 feet of horse dick inside this. Literally, his cock is going halfway up to this fucking other horse's stomach. That's how you fuck. And he pulls his dick out all limp. Here you go, stupid.
It's gushing.
I'm out of here. Take the load. Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Sends her on her way. Now this guy climbs up with his dumb pussy-eating technique, and the other horse is trying to say, we don't do that in our culture.
Yeah, this guy's more like he wants to make love to the horse.
Yeah. I've never felt a tongue down there. It's weird.
So what are you doing?
Wow, look at this one. We're watching a horse with hairy feet. Fuck another one.
He's all business.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just trying to jam it in there, and the other guy's moving the tail out of the way, and someone's filming it, and boy, is he plowing away. He's plowing away. This is not how people fuck.
No, the horse has to find it to be annoying because it doesn't want a human penis. It's one that huge horse penis.
To be filled.
Yeah.
This horse wants to be fucked.
And meanwhile, this guy with his broken leg.
Yeah, the clink-a-link of the ladder. You know how annoying a ladder clinking is when you're a horse and you get your pussy licked? You're like, what is this? And this big, gigantic fucking horse is following the other one. Oh, with his big, hairy feet. It's like a Clydesdale. He's all dick. Now his dick's all swinging stupid. Like a giant long mushroom, embarrassed. Horses lose their rods fucking... They lose their fucking erections like I do when the phone rings. Horses pull their dick out soft. Like, horse dicks really don't play games. They come, soft, done. Next!
Where's my hay?
Yeah, where's my hay? I'm hungry. They never lose it going in, though. You know what I mean? When they jam it in, it's a violent activity. And, plow. Boy, that pecker goes deep. All muscle and ab muscles. Look at him. He's still in there.
You jealous?
No, I'm very jealous. He's all in there like a seahorse, standing up on his hind legs, plowing away, fucking her. She doesn't know. She's just looking at people, watching her. She's like, this is a little embarrassing. And then, boy, he comes and he pulls it out limp. Like, literally, his dick just dies. Like, he comes and his dick is finished. All right. I don't know what else I'm saying. I guess we should wrap up.
You think this guy's going to try again?
Yeah, of course he will.
He's a serial horse fucker now.
He can't stop.
3 times.
Once you lick horse pussy, it's all over for you. That's all she wrote. You've licked horse pussy.
Is that a fetish that, like, you'll just never reach?
Never. Never.
You say that now.
Yes, I do. Talk to me in a year, I don't know. I never thought I'd like feet. I know if I do like feet, I won't like 4 of them. But then again, I do like big feet on a girl. Wow, this horse rod, that literally is a 3.5-foot dick. And it's funny to watch these dopey cowpokes try to move a tail out of the way. It's like, don't horses know how to fuck? They've been doing it forever. They don't always have someone there holding their dick. I love watching these videos. They're not sexy. It's just fun to watch. I like to watch the horse's dumb back feet because he's not used to walking on 2 feet.
So, there you go.
Limp.
It's like you turn off the fire hose and
he comes
right down
and
goes.
It's done.
I like watching these guys where they're trying to guide it in and their hands are almost getting caught, so they're yanking their hand out right away.
But people couldn't see that while this is happening, E-Rock keeps mumbling, lucky girl. And I don't like that. That's creeping me out. All right, I'm going to piss and then we'll wrap up the show in a little bit. Some guy grabbed a Jones guy. Hold on, let me just go to this last call here before we take a fucking piss break. Yeah, what's up, Scott?
Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good.
I had to call you with this one. So I'm a volunteer EMS chief for about 20 years out on Long Island. And years ago, there used to be this gathering at Jones Beach. They called it Greek Fest. And essentially, all the black sororities and fraternities from throughout the country used to have this big, giant gathering. And
oh!
Yeah, it was interesting. My department was responsible for EMS down there during this function. And every year you get these crazy things, gang rapes on the beach and you know, all these great memories. But anyway, the one that popped out with you telling your story was there was the end of this particularly rough Greek fest. And the Nassau County police brought in, and the state police brought in the Mountie cops with the horses, and they go around and basically use the horses to clear the beach. You know, people see the giant horses come and they get the hint. Anyway, we're back at staging at the very end. All the cops are there, and the mounted cops are there, and this one very flamboyant guy is still just kind of walking around, and he's looking at the horses. And he walks over to the mounted cop, and he just asks the cop, "Oh, your horse is beautiful. Is it okay if I, pet your horse?" And the cop gives him the "I don't give a shit what you do" look. And we're all just kind of watching this because it was fairly close to us. And he's petting the horse, and he's walking around. And he goes around behind the horse, and I kid you not, reaches right under the horse's legs, grabs the horse's cock. Without a second of thought, the horse kicks with his hind legs, knocks the guy's head clear off his shoulders. The body just slumped down like it was something out of a cartoon, and that was the end of it. And me and my guys just stood there staring because it was.
Did he die or no?
Oh, he didn't have a head anymore.
So he died?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He literally, turned into a crime scene, walking around, picking up pieces of his brain. It was.
All right. I don't know if that's true. I've never heard that. If we can have some corroboration. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, no, it's one of our war stories that we talk about.
Okay.
So, hey, you're doing a great job today. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, sir. Just giving it the old college try, 110%. Leave it all on the field. I came to play, and, I feel like I did the best I could. All right, thanks. All right, Dan in Cleveland. I wasn't going to go to the phones anymore, but this is actually a pretty good call. You're stationed in Cleveland. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, man.
Hey, when I was in the Marine Corps, I had a buddy of mine that I was stationed with from fucking Texas, and we'd get fucked up, and he would sit there. I got two things after the story, too, someone else, but he would get fucked up and swear on his parents' life that back home in Texas, he let a calf blow him. He said it was the best fucking blowjob he ever got.
Oh, a calf. What's the teeth situation on a calf? They don't understand subtlety and cocksucking.
I don't know.
Most women don't understand that. I know a fucking farm animal won't. They just think it's a treat. Oh, delicious.
But he would tell that story all the time, and he was that serious. And the other thing I wanted to say was, after you played the Whoopi Goldberg clip and the caller with the camera, between that, fucking E-Rock was talking about comedians and saying "we," as in he's a comedian.
Well, no, I wasn't saying "we" as I'm a comedian.
Yeah, you go fuck.
There you go.
E-Rock hung up on him.
No, I wasn't saying "we" as if I'm a comedian. I'm saying the comedians say "we" tell these jokes. We have the right to say it, but you also will be offended. Wasn't
That's
saying
right.
we, including me.
Yeah, maybe he's French and he was saying yes. Boy, it sounds to me like E-Rock defended himself brilliantly against that accusation.
Thank you.
Very welcome. All right, I'll take your piss. And I want to play the CNN shit when we get back. I don't do radio teases. I'm not good at them. So if that interests you, stay. If it doesn't, then fucking go do something else. What am I going to tell you? I'm going to beg you. All right, so welcome back. Sorry about that last 4-minute bit. I didn't realize we were going to be on such a long break. I went to piss, and the guys didn't think I was going to be back in time. So I walked in just as that bit started. All right, I wanted to say something, and I forgot what it was when I came back on. Oh! I was just asking Roland. Jeff Ross, I texted Jeff. He think he did Howard today. And I'm like, why don't we have Jeff? I think Roland had asked last week if we wanted him. And then we weren't sure if there was going to be a show today. So I got back to him like, yeah, I want Jeff, of course. And he goes, well, Comedy Central has them all booked up on a radio tour. And I even texted Jeff. He goes, yeah, they have me all. So I was hoping to get Jeff in today. I think that he should have changed the schedule because some of those shows will be great that you do on the radio tour, and some of them will not be good. They will be uneventful and have no audience. And Jim Gaffigan was trying to get booked, and can we not get Gaffigan booked? Is that we said yes to him.
I think Roland's looking into it. He's here later this week.
Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't want to do it, that's fine. But I checked the time on the schedule. He's gonna. What the fuck?
We should have him.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I like Jim. Maybe he doesn't like me.
It's a possibility.
It's an understandable possibility.
Oh.
Did he have you on his TV show?
No. I'm the one comic in New York he didn't have on. You know what? You're right. Forget pursuing Jim Gaffigan. What am I doing? Trying to promote a guy who doesn't like me. All right, let's talk about this asshole who shot up Dallas. This guy was another mental health issue one. His family actually apologized. Like, look, he's a fucking nut. He's obviously just a nut. Another one that should have been fucking just aborted. Can we talk about how the news came where CNN is doing a crack job talking about this guy?
Police expressed that there might be 4, and then they dialed it back to possibly 1. But in your view, you still believe an operation like this has now spanned 18 miles. It was very courageous and brave, if not crazy as well, to open fire on the police headquarters, and now you have this scene, this standoff. So you believe these are the hallmarks of more than one person's involvement?
Well, first off, I want to say I think the Dallas Police Department did an excellent job handling this situation, and we're very fortunate that no one...
Okay, so she said courageous and brave, which whether you like it or not, she's right. I'm not saying it was right to do it, but it does take courage to open fire on cops. Courage doesn't have to mean good. If you're a fucking an asshole and you walk up and punch a guy in the face for no reason who's a big guy, why does courage and bravery only have to be for good things? Do you know what I mean? Like, the guy's a scumbag. I'm glad none of the cops got hurt, and I'm glad they killed him. He's fucking valueless. But why is she? Maybe because she was saying it like it was a good thing.
Maybe she'll win an ESPY.
But what are you supposed to say? Like, it was almost like when they called the 9/11 terrorists cowards. They weren't cowards. They were scumbags. You know, but you're not a coward if you fly a plane into the... We throw around these words because we think that we're supposed to say a certain thing. Terrorists are cowards. They're not cowards. Are they fucking pieces of shit? Yes. But if you put a belt on yourself that's going to explode and you walk onto a bus or wherever you go, you're not a coward. You're a maniac, you know, whatever. You're hateable. But that's not an act of cowardice. It's an act of something else. You know, just because somebody does something that's courageous or brave doesn't mean that it's admirable.
Yeah, you're right. It's just, always considered, you're right. I mean, this guy was courageous and brave.
Yeah, but he was obviously I'm glad they killed him. He had zero value.
Right.
And is she getting shit just because an implication that courage and bravery are good?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's exactly why.
All right. Because it does take balls to do that, even if it's balls for a terrible thing.
Yeah, when you say it that way, you're right.
Okay, but she amended her statement?
One thing that everybody can take out of this.
All right, Jonathan Gilliam, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And yesterday, during a segment on the Dallas Police Department attack, I used the words courageous and brave when discussing the gunman. I misspoke and in no way believe the gunman was courageous nor brave.
So
I'll be right back.
Okay, so what do you think? He was crazy. He was crazy. I'd be happier if she said that. He was crazy.
Well, she said crazy in the first clip.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she's like, he was courageous and brave, if not crazy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. I'm sitting here right with you, and I didn't catch him. I'm too busy washing my phone.
I see that.
But she had to come out and say he was not courageous and brave because we only... So what is it then if somebody does something negative or truly terrible, which is what he did, but it's not an act of cowardice, what is it an act of? Like, well, you're not allowed to say it's brave. What is it? Can we only say it's crazy?
I just think you just avoid using those words because they are considered good things.
But when it comes to terrorists, they don't avoid using the word coward.
Right, because it's a bad thing.
Yeah, but you're not a coward if you fly a plane into a building.
No, I mean...
You're not. You're just not. It's not an act of cowardice. Hitting an old lady in the head, as opposed to a big guy, that's an act of cowardice. Yelling at some small person when you wouldn't yell at a big person is an act of cowardice. All right, last call, I guess, of the day will be, yay, another one with a good name. What's up?
I think the word that should have been used was ballsy.
Yeah, but the news people won't say ballsy.
Well, no, I understand, but that's what she meant. She didn't mean, like you said, she didn't mean coward, brave and whatever.
Like a fireman. She didn't mean like an act of heroism.
Right. I mean, she just spoke, and that's what she said. But I think what she was meaning was ballsy.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, when she first said it, I didn't like it either. Like, I don't like anyone that shoots at cops having anything good said about them. So then it makes you curious, like, all right, what's the word? What's the fucking term you use? For someone that does something that's really shitty, that does take amount of balls. Maybe ballsy is the word. Whatever. Right. Thanks for the call.
One other thing, Jim.
Okay.
Going back to the horse story. Tell me, if you saw a horse with a great set of tits and an Adam's apple, you wouldn't be interested?
No, sir. There's nothing a horse could do. Was that courageous? You know what? That was courageous. Thanks, buddy. That was courageous and brave. Fucking that horse. You pull out your dick and you try to stick it in a horse, and you know the horse doesn't want it because you have to tie it down and go, boys, he's not going to like this. That's an act of courage. That's an act of bravery. You're courageous and brave if you take your dick and shove it in a horse after eating its pussy. If you get behind a horse and hold its cunt lips open and go, you are courageous and brave.
That's not crazy and insane.
It is. Yes, it is. But it's also not an act of cowardice. Look at that coward eating horse pussy. You're never going to hear that. Look at that scaredy cat over there licking the horse's twat.
You big chicken.
Yeah, you chicken. You don't even have the courage to do it with a woman. You're taking an animal that could step on you and kill you and break your leg and fucking it. That's an act of courage, my friends. And that's the important lesson of today's show. Hopefully, Bill Burr had no idea I was kidding, by the way, about Opie's taint operation.
Oh, somebody else didn't know either.
Who?
Because Dr. Steve reached out to him to see if he could help.
That's hilarious. I only caught part of the show. And are you having a problem with your flagellum, whatever the fucking term is? Flaking flagellum. It'll happen if it's usually only in desert countries for people that fall asleep on their head in the noon sun. Let's see. I can't. You have to tell me what it says. Oh. I can't read it. It's too small. The font is too small. I'm getting older, Iraq.
Sorry. O posted the text conversation, and Steve wrote him and said, are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Hope said, just taking the day. And Steve goes, oh, they're saying you had a taint infection, and I fell for it.
Oh, I'm so happy. The fucking doctor, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, because I guess what you said was plausible.
That's true.
You know?
Or Steve's just dumb.
I think it's I don't think those things are mutually exclusive. I realize I've been telling a blithering idiot my most intimate medical secrets. Yeah, wear a hat. It'll help. Really? But they're saying it could be a tumor. You put a hat on, the sun won't go on it. You'll be fine.
Think he was being courageous and brave?
Yeah. Yeah, you're very courageous, Greg. Not coming into having that taken care of. It's very brave of you to tell everyone that you're taint. Is the scrotum, you're getting a reddening of the scrotum. I bet you Steve just wouldn't let it go. Like, I bet you Opie said, nah, man, he's just kidding. I bet he kept it going. But you don't have any reddening of the scrotum, do you? Okay, if you do, let me know. I'll talk about it.
Send me pictures.
Yeah, send me a photo if you have a reddening. There's no flaking if your scrotum is there. The guy said, Terry in Florida says, use stupidity, not bravery or valor. It's stupidity. No, it's not just stupidity. It's stupidity, absolutely. But we're talking in the context of what is ballsy to do or not ballsy. Courageous has
to do it.
Having the guts to do. But again, see, all those things, because we typically use them for admiration. So the implication is that I admire a guy. Of course not. But you just don't be dishonest. And it always stuck with me when Bill Maher got in big trouble for saying that the terrorists weren't cowards. And he was right, though. They weren't cowards. But by saying that, it doesn't mean that you think they're good people. All right, I'm babbling. Thank you guys for calling in today. It's 10:25. Opie will be back tomorrow, unless this infection spreads into his asshole, which keep our fingers crossed that sweet boy is okay. And let me just plug my gigs. I got a bunch of them. Pittsburgh, Friday the 26th. Borgata, July 10 and 11. I'll be in Albuquerque, July 18th. It's a benefit show. My makeup date in Seattle is August 13 through 15. Here in Carolines in New York, 17 through 19 of September. Minneapolis, September 25. Warren, Michigan, the 26th. The DC Improv, October 15, 16, 17. And Charlotte, November 5 through 7. November's 5 through 7, yes. For a bunch of Novembers, 5 through 7. So, excuse me, if you want to come out and see me, come out and see me. And tomorrow we have Judd Apatow. Who else?
Lewis Black.
And Lewis. Why would you say that about his scrotum? You fucking whore. What's going wrong with the country? That's Bobo Black.
Sounds like you're Jack Nicholson.
Now you get a dog, Mr. Maloogian. Yes, that's Bobo Black. Are you insane? Are you insane? My dog's a snoodle. I don't know. Can't think of any more Boboisms.
All right.
Yeah. Dictating, I'm not lying, right? All right, so we got Bobo Black, Judd Apatow. See you mañana.